In fact, if any man should just see my nakedness, either he likes it or not, he must marry me. If you're not a virgin as a lady, you will likely not even get married.
Please and please have sex if you must. Sex is actually quite important in a serious
Those relationships, don't they break? Them will go cut.
Normal.
sex doesn't really make it stronger, rather makes it sweeter.
Woo!
Put it that way.
Okay.
You can have sex with anyone that you actually want to.
Then I went to bring out the white handkerchief then. When I got married, I was this virgin. And you know, the funniest thing was that I went to a party.
Sex for a woman is actually quite important. Maybe not then, but now. I highly recommend. Please and please, for your own good, for your partner's good, have sex if you must.
Nollywood was not this kind of Nollywood that I don't allow my daughter or my son to really watch.
If you are about to get married, if you want to keep yourself to the day of the marriage and all of that, fine. We listen, but we don't judge.
Welcome to another beautiful episode of Before Meets Now. And Before Meets Now is a podcast where generation gets to meet, stories gets to collide, and even love itself is questioned. On this table today, I have two generations, the before and the now. And I can assure you, every one of them will tell their truth before leaving here today. So, permit me to introduce my guests as I start from the first guest today. He's a highly respected civil servant who has served in the Nigerian custom for years. He's a father, he's a brother, he's a friend to a lot of people. Is highly respected because his character has reflected discipline, success, and commitment. And he has been through the journey of marriage and love. Welcome, retired controller Folu Ojo. Put your hands together, come on. You know, hear all the plenty things.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. And again, I want to welcome another prestigious woman who have actually successfully achieved heights with knowledge, royal influence, focus, and courage. She's in the royal elite of our country. She's a great mathematician, a doctor, PhD holder in mathematics. You can imagine what a weight. No one else but Olori Aminat Lawal Bello. Please jam your hands together for her.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
You're welcome, ma. That is the introduction of the before. So let's follow through together. That's the introduction of our before. So there are times I'll be representing them as before and now. So let's move to the tables of the now. Welcome a very strong woman, intellectual woman who has found a ground in the medical world as a therapist, and she knows what she does. She does it beautifully well. Okay, I think I made sorry to stop now. I started with a male. I don't want to be biased like you said earlier, Oluri. I started with a male to a female. Then if I want to start the now, let me start with the male, then the female. Do you permit me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, he permitted me.
The man. It's actually right to start from the female now because they're giving the first position to the male's choice.
Okay.
So you're actually doing well.
I'm actually doing well. All right, thank you very much. So, we want to go, we're going to be taking it from the female now.
That's fine. That was on a light note anyway.
All right, accepted. I accept that then. So I'll start from you, sir, then to the female. Don't mind me, I'm just African. They taught me to be that way. But I hope after this podcast, maybe I'll have a change of mindsets. I hope. I'm still hoping. So right now I'm starting from the male. I think you can contest over that. It's allowed.
fine with me.
Oh, fine by you. Thank you very much.
As long as money is not involved. The man can go first.
All right, so
Sure.
let me take it from our young man. He's, I don't know, when I saw your bio, I was expecting you to be very masculine, to be all gymmed up and, you know,
I'm techie.
with the six packs and all of that.
Yeah, I'm
Because,
techie type.
oh, yeah, you're a techie gymmer.
I'm a techie that provides.
I mean, it's your brain that actually gyms.
Yeah, it's my brain.
Oh,
that gyms.
shit. That's interesting. All right, let me introduce to you this very wonderful young man, CEO of Fixing. It's a tech industry, right?
Yes.
That provides tech solution to gyms and
businesses.
fitness. Thank you very much. And he's nobody but Mr. Franklin Emeka Simon. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So right now we're moving to the beautiful lady. I'm going to be introducing our now guest, a medical practitioner, a therapist, and I happen to be one of the strong hand of Fidel group of schools managing the medical aspect of the business, and she's no one else but Ogunlade Favor. Miss Favor,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome. Or is it
much.
Mrs.?
Miss.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Miss
so
Favor,
much.
you're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you
Though
very
there's
much.
a misspelling in my name.
Oh, there's a misspelling in your name.
Yes.
And it's missing.
Yes, N is missing there. It's
Ogunlade
Ogunlade.
Favor. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank
They,
you.
they'll take note of the typo.
Yeah,
Please.
thank you.
Typo.
Now does not excuse mistakes.
Oh shit! When you're dealing with a PhD, you should put yourself together. You know. All right. Thank you very much for that. Noted, and we'll take to correction. So let's dive into why we're here quickly. Like we said, Before Meet Now is a podcast that links generation and bring them together. And as we all know, this is February. It's the season of love. And we know that over time, things have changed. Things are different. It is no longer the way it used to be. The way love used to be back then isn't the way love used to be now. So we want to dive into love as the season has projected it. I'll start from the before table. Can you tell us what was love then and how was love expressed then?
Okay, is Doctor.
So-
You
Okay,
can go.
Mr.
Please
Okay.
go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here, at least to share my own experience about love in those days. Love is actually a kind of feelings or deep feelings and emotion between two parties. You know, in our time, we have what is called undiluted love. There is no other thing than real love for our partner, and we always give our commitment to that love from day one that that relationship is involving. So we don't actually do double deals. Once is one, is always one. Thank you.
So I think the key word is agape. So it was total commitment, unconditional sacrifice. That was what love entails back then.
Unconditional sacrifice. That was what love entails back then. I like the word agape. I've always heard that word. I think, okay, so it's the unconditional that makes it agape. Alright, we've listened to the before and we've talked about unconditional. It mustn't be, you're not in love because you are expectant. You're in love because you chose, right?
Yeah.
So let's switch to the now table. Would you tell us? Oh, okay, you have to look at your. I like that. I like that. I tell you, you would have to tell us the truth before we leave here today. So, Miss, what is love now?
Okay. I believe that love now is actually quite complex, like it is not straight. Most people don't even know what the term as love. Some people term lust as love. Some people term friendship as love. So nowadays, people are so scared to commit. They are so scared to go into a relationship because of the fear of being hurt and all. So love is not definite nowadays. I can decide to define love in my own terms, and he will choose to define it differently. So love nowadays is subjective to each person with their personality, characteristics. For me, love is just I actually love back then compared to now. Now love is just so I don't know. It is not surreal. It is not true. Not really in depth as I would love it to be, you know. But back then, the kind of love that our mommies, daddies had for most of us, it was so sweet. Then we'll just be looking, oh God, when? But now, most people will claim to love you just so they can sleep with you.
Okay.
Most people will claim to love you just so that they can gain one or two from you. So for me, love is just not straightforward. There's no definition for love for me.
There is no definition at all.
No definition.
Okay, Mr. Franklin.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with her. Love nowadays, to be honest, is quite chaotic. Like she said, it's more or less like it's very transactional. Right?
Wow.
There's no real depth to the love we have now. We are just, let me call it, we're all on vibes.
Okay.
Right? I would say Gen Zs and millennials, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all vibes for us, basically, for a lot of people. Hardly would you see a really, really committed relationship, right? Very hard. Most relationships now, either the girl has another guy, trying to, they call it hedging, right? Hedging, right? So in case this guy, permit me to use the word, messes up, this guy is here.
Backup.
There's a backup guy.
For
the
extra
guys
tire.
yes, exactly, extra tire, In case this guy does this, there's this. Or some ladies, they have different guys for different purposes, right? This guy might be so good in the financial aspects, right? This one has to probably be the emotional guy, So same with the guys, right? It's really hard for us to, truly commit to one partner. It takes a great level of discipline for guys our generation to really, really commit to one partner.
Wow.
Top of my head, I can't really count any of people around me that are quite my age that I can't say, okay, this guy and this girl, they're together. So I would say we've not really found the love our parents had, right? We've not experienced that. I know what my dad and mom know. I know how their love is, like pure sacrifice. But right now, if there's any little challenge, you just say, I'm done, So it's, I'll say we are yet to experience what they call true love. Maybe we will down the line, maybe as we get older. But for now, I can't really say we really, really, we have that depth in our love, yeah.
Wow. We heard from the before, we've heard from the now. The before talked about the agape, but the now seems to be very uncertain and unsure what love truly is. So, if we're uncertain and unsure what love is, I think that should lead me to the next question, which I'm going to be starting from our mommy, Olori. Before you, in the before, what are the things that lead you to saying, I want to go ask this person out, or I want to fall in love, or I am in love? Were there criteria? Were there scenarios? Were there something you need to see, or you need to identify, or you need to know to be sure? Because obviously there's a whole lot of uncertainty in the now, because they always see it as transactional, they see it as beneficial, they see it as a whole lot of grammar to back up relationship. Now, what was love like? What was it? How do you start up a relationship in the before?
Okay, thank you. So I think back then, it's on the larger part. It's more about one person introducing another person. It's two ways. Maybe the first part is someone could say her, oh, mommy, this your daughter is, and Mr. So son is. I think they have similarities, and she takes care of the children in the Sunday school. That boy also does well at, and then before you know it, there is an event, or you've gone to someone's house with your parents and or with your uncle, and then you had a very nice meal of pounded yam, and the mother of the house is saying, it's being paid that cook it though, and you are looking at them here like, if being paid is already cooking this. So you look at some traits like, or they're talking about, she came first in school again. As CGPA is, she's going for a master's son. So we look at things like things that makes a woman homely. So that's from the male to the female part now. Oh, she's brilliant. My children were brilliant. Oh, she can cook. Oh, I'm going to enjoy. Oh, look at the way she greeted her mom and her dad. Very respectful, very demure. Let me use this.
Okay, using our now language.
And then the from the female part, you look at how responsible the guy is. So you're like, oh, normally there's this shyness that is lost now that was then. So you are shy, you don't want to look at the guy, but you want to stand behind the door and hear what people are saying about him. Oh, he's very dutiful. Oh, he does not jump around. In fact, especially he doesn't jump around with girls. He's always from mosque to house, from church to school, from this. And he helps his mom. Especially that, a guy that helps his mom, if you already won the ladies' class. Wow. Because we look out for partners that are not just going to be masculine in themselves, who are going to be willing to make two become one, truly. Two becoming one is that you're not really going to be segregating roles so badly like that. Okay. So those are the things we look out for then. And then, of course, you may not go out to communicate it, but that wins you over, and then you take it from there.
Wow. I like the female aspect of it. I like the ears dropping. When they come and say, they've entered the room, they've locked the door, you just go and start, they're talking about our sister. Oh, okay. I think I like that part. So, Daddy, when it comes to meeting a woman, I know the version of a man would definitely be different from the version of a woman. So, can you share more light on that part of relationship back then?
Yeah, thank you very much. In our own time, I'm talking of about 30-something years ago. See, it's very, very difficult to get a lady and say you want to marry her just like that. You first of all start by trying to find out who that lady is. The family, are they committed Christians or devoted Muslims? What are the antecedents in their family? You find out all those things before you begin to make your moves. Then it was very difficult for you to go to somebody's house and say you are looking for his daughter. That is like going to a lion's den.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So you look for ways and means of getting across to her. It's either when you go for Christmas, or you come for Easter. These are the periods that those times we used to have these school associations, or a student union. Then it was very potent. The student union was very potent there. People from higher institutions will come together. You have your Christmas, end of the year party, and all these things. From there, you begin to identify. Look at this girl. Who is this girl? It's Bose. I remember when I sighted my wife, I liked her, and I started making the move. But she was not really ready to cooperate, to even listen to me. Then she was saying education first. I was out of school. I've finished my youth service, and I was already there working, but she was still in the university. So she said she must finish her school. I remember vividly myself and Chairman Fide, we used to go look for her that time. But whenever time she saw that, she would run away. She never wanted to see us. So it took me time,
It's shyness.
2 years plus.
2 years.
Yes, before I could get an audience.
Wow.
So, and after getting an audience again, I started the stage 2 of.
I can't relate.
I can't relate.
Yes, we started the stage 2 of that relationship. So that is why you see us value our wives. You see our wives valuing us because we went through the means in getting them, or they too went through the means in getting us. So then it was very difficult for ladies to mess around. You see, because we were very few that time, and then it was very easy to actually identify most of the ladies that are ready, ripe for marriage. So once you are committed, you are showing commitment to one, you understand me now, you must continue to show that commitment to convince her. Because if you lose that, you understand me, it will be very difficult for you to go to another one. They would rather say, no, that man, he has spoken to Chief Alimi's daughter, and I don't know what happened to them. No, don't allow, that kind of thing. So we're always very careful. We're always very careful.
So when you lose one, you lose all.
Yes, when you lose one, for you to, unless you go to another village.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying now? Because once you lose that one in that village, it takes the grace of God for you to get another one. So that is just the difference. Unlike nowadays, it's better imagine what is happening now.
Social media.
Wow. This is interesting. When you lose one in a village, you have lost all. When we get one and we get one free again currently. So we've listened to the before. We've heard how relationship and how love is always starting. Now, from what we've heard from the before, would you want to share any light contradicting or any similarity to the now, Mr. Franklin?
The contradiction is like way it's so far apart. I'll say right now, I'll say our attention span now is something else, right? I think they compare us right now to having the same attention span as a goldfish, which is about 3 seconds, right?
Wow.
So for a guy, let me speak from the guy's side.
Okay.
If a guy approaches a beautiful lady, she starts, we call it forming. We give her like 1 week. If she keeps forming for 1 week, right? Obviously you go to the next. And I believe the ladies have figured that out. So okay, I see this guy. If I try to play hard to get, even if you look at all these interviews that go around, this period, when they ask ladies, how long does a guy have to, ask you out, they figure out that guys right now, they don't stay the race, right? They know, okay, if this guy asks me out like today, let me just, give him like 2-3 days. If she doesn't say yes, the guy will go to the next girl.
Is the next girl always there?
The next girl is always there.
Oh, okay.
The next, she's just there. In short, as I said, if he just steps out, he's seen another person, or he's probably going to a friend or something. So, and social media has made it very easy to approach ladies. A guy that probably doesn't have the right qualities can easily just package himself or whatever it is. It's just chatting. It's just slide into a girl's DM. Hi, and you can even slide into like 10-15 girls DM at the same time, communicate with them at the same time, and it's like a numbers game. So if you speak to 15 girls, you're very sure you get 5, right? So I'll say right now it's we have our problems. Let me just say that. We really have our problems.
I think I like that conclusion. We have our problems. Thank you very much for the insights. Now you have made us understand that there's always a next. Once one is not finding, or there's no way out, or there's no positive response from that very one person. So, madam, would you want to share more light? Do you agree to there's always a next? Have you, by chance, been a next that you witnessed? Oh, he has spoken to. He's now coming to. Have you been in that situation before? Please share more light on that for us.
Yes. Actually.
Wow. Okay.
What he said is actually quite true. most times whenever a man sees a woman that he actually likes, you can tell whether or not he decides to be serious. He will actually know if he wants to go in with her or if he just wants to, frolic around and to get one or two. But for me, I also feel that most times nowadays we always want to build a basis. Friendship, go out on dates, go out to places, just become friends so that we can know each other well. Then from there, you can decide to start asking the other partner out whether or not he or she will be interested in dating you. But I agree with him in an aspect that men nowadays don't really chase. When they try one or two and you're not giving it, you just move on. And same as we too, like nowadays there's no intentionality in love. Like people are not willing to put in effort, just a little thing, just a little trial tribulations, we are off, we are all going. So love is not as deep. Same thing I also said earlier on, not as deep as then. But just as I said, 2 years plus still trying to
2 years.
It can never happen now. It can never
Wow,
happen.
really?
So
Are you
it's not
saying-
possible.
Are you saying no man would chase a woman for 6 months?
I have not
1
seen.
month save.
I have not seen.
It
Sorry,
did
but I've not
exist,
seen
right,
nowadays.
but,
Wow.
I don't think guys now have that patience, that tenacity to even.
Yeah.
Let me speak from experience, right? I don't think I have that tenacity to, mm, chase after a girl for a month. I'm talking like a month.
What makes you lose hope so quickly?
Like, let me use the word. There are a lot of fishes in the ocean. So, if this fish is playing hard to get, I would say, we get tired easily.
Okay.
So there's always the next. There's always the next. There's always the next one. So if one person just tries to, play hard to get, on to the next.
Okay.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I think this is a function of why you actually want to go into a relationship. Because if the before says they can go after a woman for 2 years, it means whatever they have seen in the woman is not a function of look. It's not a function of beauty.
Substance.
It's not a
Substance,
function.
yeah.
It's a function of substance,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's a function of character. So are you saying that we have neglected those criterias in the now?
Yeah, I would say we find out the character in the relationship.
Oh, okay.
So we start the relationship, then we find out the character. So we'll then find out, okay, is she worth keeping?
Okay.
Right. So we are very
Spontaneous.
spontaneous, right? So
That's
we
the
just
word.
we see a girl. Basically, we look at the physical appearance first, right? So
That's
once
the first- that's the first judgment.
that's the first way you assess a lady,
Assess.
right?
Okay.
Then you shoot your shot. After you shoot your shot, if she says yes, you then find out if she has enough substance for you to actually stay committed. But with the way relationships nowadays are like very transactional, a lot of times you find out that the ladies, they tend to want money or financial whatever. In short, they call it billing. They will bill you like, some ladies time it 30 minutes into the conversation, they've thrown you 1 billion.
Okay.
So once they throw you 1 billion, guy, you find out that no, this one you can't. You go to the next.
30
So, look,
minutes.
30. This is Valentine now.
But
We are
men-
reaching
men are
Valentine.
the- it's the reverses.
Yeah.
Men are becoming the gigolos now.
That asks for money.
Yeah,
In the current
Nowadays,
it's actually changing.
wow.
Okay.
I have
Wow.
not heard of that. but-
this is interesting.
I think
If-
it's.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's quite true. Men are some guys. Let me just put some guys, right? They technically target ladies that they feel are doing well.
Okay.
So once they know that she's doing well, then they find out that
That's like
okay,
the hot,
the
new
hot
trend.
trend now.
The
Very,
new
very-
trend.
That
Fine
would be,
working
that would
class.
be your now in the next few years.
Wow.
Now
That's
you-
going to be the
now.
now.
You'll be discussing about the next few years is happening now.
Yeah.
Men are becoming the gold diggers.
So the women are the ones paying the men in our
Yeah.
current now.
Yes,
It's a fact.
that
really.
is it. That is it now.
Most especially those ladies who are doing well and are desirous of settling down in marriage. So for them, they must look for the man who can at least serve as their husband. Because I'm not necessarily love this time around.
Wow.
They just need somebody to be called, for them to be addressed as Mrs. Lagbaja.
That's
You
actually
understand what I'm
on the
saying?
love too.
So maybe, like he rightly said, in the relationship, they begin to grow the love. You understand now? If the love cannot be grown, then the whole thing is scattered. We're back to square one. Like I was saying, during our time, you see, it took me 2 years. No money. The first time I would give my wife money was 10 naira. That was after we've been running up and down for 2 years, and when she now agreed to it, the agree was even conditional.
Wow.
If I would be at least, if I'm able to at least satisfy whatever requirements that
Okay.
she wanted that time. So by the time we started growing and growing, then she now agreed, okay, I will come to your house. Back in the days then, before a woman would say, you will come to your house, you must have broken the stone, into pieces. It's not just something nowadays that you meet a lady now, the next thing, oh yeah, let's meet at Mr. Biggs, she's following you. That time, nothing like that. Fide is a living example. We suffered before we got our wives. Yes.
And I can
That is just
also-
the truth. That
I
is
can
why
also-
you
I
see
can
us
also
today.
draw this analogy. I think in Shift's time, if I don't want to use wife now, I'll use lady. If you make a meal that is money, that it didn't drop a kobo for, he will most likely not eat it because he does not know where you got the money from, and he's feeling that it's going to make him less of a man. So you can't even give him food or anything that you didn't get the money from him.
Wow.
So let's now move down a bit to my time. I think in my time, the man will not necessarily wait to be the one to foot the bill fully, but he wants to contribute, he wants to assist you to maybe cook, or he wants to have at least an input in that meal. Then now, if you like, bring shawarma, bring tutiko, bring everything. Don't ask for a couple from the guy. The guy believes they are an understanding girlfriend, and it's just fine. If I buy him clothes, he will wear. He doesn't care. As in, I'm talking about the now.
Yeah, yeah. I
So you
understand
can
that now.
see that dwindling
Wow.
trend. So
I think this is I don't know, for the now, it's clear. We know where we are, right? We know where we are, right? We understand where we are.
no.
We can never know where we are.
They don't know where they are.
They don't know.
They are telling you that.
You don't know where we
They
are.
said there are problems.
We are figuring
They
out.
said
We
there
are
are
figuring
problems,
out.
and that it's chaotic.
I thought we're supposed to be developing, we're supposed to be modifying, we're supposed to be innovating. But I realize that when it comes to love, change, and time, we're going backward. We're trying something new. We're eradicating what worked, and we're trying what we don't even have an idea of, and then we're looking for a solution from a problem that has been solved. That's how I see it
Exactly.
from this conversation right now.
You know,
And-
it's because of the society we are now. It's not that the youth of nowadays are going backward.
Okay.
They are moving with the trend
Okay.
all over the world.
Mm.
It's the same thing that is happening. This data era.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now? So a lot of things. In those days, where will you even get television to to watch? Talk less of hearing news of what is happening in America. Where will you get it? You understand me now? So we rely mostly on this local medium then. You understand? But nowadays, what is happening in US now right away, people are seeing it on the net.
Very
You
correct.
understand?
Yes,
You see a lot of
yes.
stories on how even the royal families, how they are dating, how they courted, and then how they broke up, and all those things. So the youth of nowadays, they are copying most of these things. I remember my daughters too. Sometimes when I engage them in discussion, they will tell me, "Daddy, you are old school."
Wow.
Yes, this is new era. You have to be thinking along with us. I say, thinking along with you. I'm just trying to give you a piece of advice so that what we use that time. I remember when I was in Seme border here, there was a lady that worked with me. She worked under me, and she has a very beautiful daughter who just graduated from Afeba Balola University that time, and then she went to the US to read for her masters. So my my son's passport was expired, so I needed to take him to Cotonou to have a passport. So along the line, and now I called and I said, Papa, I said, I found you a wife. Oh. There's one beautiful girl that's Ajara's daughter. This is, you know what she told me? He said, who found my mommy for you? Yes, he said, who found my mommy for you? Look, I will find my home for myself. You understand? And finding for yourself now, you will not even understand what you are finding. You just go to the black market and pick something in that market. You understand? So these are just the problems the youth of nowadays are having. This internet stuff is really, really killing our culture, our value. It's really, really.
All right, thank you very much. We've heard from the before and now. Talking about the internet, talking about the trend, talking about the change in time. I want to go into this question, and I would start from the before. Now, there is a there is a trend that says that there is this ideology that when you ask a lady out, and after some couple of weeks or days, and sex is not involved, it means you are not loved. It's more like an ideology in the now. I don't know. I want to ask, how do you see it? Is it right, or is it out of context, or is it not supposed to be? Because for every relationship, you find out that ladies will tell you, it broke up because I said I don't want to have sex until after marriage. And then when you ask the man, he tells you, how do you want me to be sure of who I want to carry in the house? So, please, I want you to share more light and your ideology about this perception.
Okay.
Yes, for now.
I want the I want the before to share their own ideology before we now go to, because I know they now will have a justifiable reason to stick to that ideology. But for the before, what's your own take on this?
You see, in our time, sex was not primary. When you are getting to the age of marriage, your parents are already looking out to you getting married. And you know that our era, most of these protective things like contraceptives, this condom, all those things were not there. So if you peradventure go to meet a lady, she can from there get pregnant.
Okay.
And you know the stigma there. That without marriage she's pregnant. No, it's going to be a lot of problems. So that is why most of those ladies then avoided it like a plague. Even we who are there never thought of that. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody that he took you 2 years before you even say, let me consider you. If he's considering you now, the next thing you want to take her to bed, then you are not ready for anything. You understand what I'm saying now? So it's a process that you must follow. Process. So by the time sex will come, you understand now? Nobody will tell the two of you that it's time for you to have sex. Sex is done that time for procreation. But nowadays it's done as a lure. You understand? Anything goes, that kind of a thing. I run an hotel. I have about 3 hotels in this neighborhood. Sometimes I listen to their conversation. At times I will be tempted at closing up the hotel because of what I hear, what I see. You understand what I'm saying? So you will see a lot of things. You will see girls dancing in naked in the club. You understand what I'm saying? In those days, before you can see the legs, the lap of a woman self, a gown. I mean, what do you call this? Is it gown? It is to be touching her foot. You understand what I'm saying now? So everywhere is covered. So you can only imagine You understand what I'm saying? But nowadays you see everybody opening here, opening leg, doing all this. Some say, even, I'm sorry to say, most of them don't even wear pants. You see them sit down like this in the public, even in churches. They open their legs. But all these things were not there in our time. Everything was done according to the rules. There was discipline. Even you yourself, you are disciplined. The lady you are trying to talk to is disciplined. Then your parents are always there to enforce this discipline on you.
So if we start down the ladder a bit to my time, I would say what you hear, what you say, what you're exposed to has a lot to do with who you are. So I will use myself as an example.
Okay.
Fine. So we grew up to learn that, in fact, if you're not a virgin as a lady, you will likely not even get married properly, because then they tell the groom to return the bride. If you take the bride in and that bride is not a virgin, then so there's this thing in my culture that they will they kill a fowl if it's, then you send back a white cloth if it met the lady as a virgin or not, and and all that. That was just by the side. But if I talk about myself personally now, then by 12 a.m. the TV goes off, they sing the national anthem, there was no 24 hours TV, it was black and white. We use Lucozade Boost nylon so that we can get some color and editor Ribena. And then the antenna you turn, and not even every home has TV and that. But we were largely exposed to, apart from Nollywood was not this kind of Nollywood that I don't allow my daughter or my son to really watch.
Wow.
No, it was not like Nollywood was more educative then. But then I was highly exposed to Bollywood, Indian movies, and they uphold high morals and standards then. In fact, the very first time, my dad was a very, very strict man, disciplined. However, one thing that shaped the idea of I am not going to get involved with any guys till I get married, I'm going to remain a virgin. I think I got the idea from Indian movie. So it's so funny now. In the Indian movies, after their usual gown, there's this sari or something they wrap again. But then when you watch the movies, if that sari goes off, maybe somebody the other gown is still there, but they already take the woman to be naked, just because the upper part is gone.
Off.
And they say it becomes difficult for anybody to ask out the lady in the neighborhood. So, I now built this idea of, so when I go to the bedroom to bath, I lock the doors well, I put my towel if there's any gap and everything. So I built this idea of, no guy can see my naked body. That in fact, if any man should just see my nakedness, either he likes it or not, he must marry me. Yes, the village head must hear. I laugh at these things now, that so if a stupid man sees your nakedness with that. But that was what I held firmly then. That if you mistake it, in fact, the day a classmate in secondary school pulled I tied my cardigan to my waist, and he pulled that cardigan. They took us to the King's Palace because I said he's going to marry me because he removed my cardigan. I was in secondary school. So it was that. So from that Bollywood, I love the way the culture, I love the way they give regards to that woman, who no man has touched before, and then now, mash that with what already exists in my culture, and then I held on to it. And I think it was, my daughter was already out of secondary school. Was it a matric or close to a matric then? I don't know. That was there. I said, there's something I've been keeping, I want to show you. In fact, maybe I have to discard it today. Then I went to bring out the white handkerchief then. When I got married, I was this virgin. And the funniest thing was that I went to a party. It was a souvenir handkerchief. So the name of the bride and groom, everything. And so I brought it out. It was no longer red. It was now brown. The blood was now brown, everything. Then I showed her, and then I asked her, "So what's this?" When I now said, she said, "Mommy, stop it. You mean?" I said, "Are you for real? Like, you just need to tell me. Just tell me this thing. You don't have to." I said, I have to show you practical example, and there are people that you can also ask from. And I am expecting this standard. I'm not expecting the Gen Z standard.
Wow.
Because the truth is that even when you go ahead and test, so to the students in the audience now, look around you. Even the guys that have gone to say, let's go to bed first, those relationships, don't they break? And my daughter will say, game will go cut.
Normal.
The game still they cut. So, and after that game don't cut, guys are so funny nowadays because I have a lot of Gen Zs around me. They will still tell their friend, that game don't cut, so if you go play, I don't come up for deal. And then before you know it, you start losing your esteem because they pass you around. You don't even know I love guys. Guys are always friends. Even if they sleep with their friend, because they settle and they're like, a guy alpha, man, that one don't go, don't go, that fish don't cast, and that's all. And you're just the fish that has casted, and they've moved on with their life. So, but if you had actually protected your chastity, even if you had gone to a relationship and something didn't work well, and then everybody goes, you still see that guy next day, you still walk with your shoulders high, you have this dignity and everything. You're like, yes, what is your problem? You said no. Actually said no. So there's this pride
Right.
in it, and there's safety in it,
Wow.
and then it's also sacred, because at least that is what God wants us to. I know the now disagrees, but I'm with them.
Thank you very much. I noticed their countenance while you were explaining, and there's something I learned from there. You said you gave your daughter. That's practically teaching by example. You didn't just talk about it. You were able to make them experience. They were able to feel. They were able to touch. I think that kind of knowledge sticks longer than don't do this, just do this. But when they can see a practical proof to say, you know what, my mom did it, obviously I can. Now, to the now, you've heard though. I don't know what your own take is. Sex in a relationship makes it stronger, right? Or no sex makes you feel like nothing is going to come out of it. What's your take?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so let me start by saying sex doesn't really make it stronger, rather makes
Okay.
it sweeter.
Woo!
Put it that way.
Okay.
So, and also, I used to say it even to my clients: if you are about to get married, if you want to keep yourself to the day of the marriage and all of that, fine. We listen, but we don't judge. But if you know that you're about to get married and you are sure that you're going to end up with that person, I always tell them, please and please have sex if you must. Reason being that, see, most men nowadays, they have been exposed to so many things. So many ladies, they have slept here and there, they have done different things. Some of them, they probably have issues like erectile dysfunction. They are coming with different kind of things that you actually don't know. So if you as a woman now decide to keep yourself for a man that you are not even sure is potent, can give you what you actually want, you enter that marriage, then you start crying, start cheating, start doing different kind of things. So sex is actually quite important in a serious, like for me subjectively, in a serious relationship. Sex is actually quite important. But if you know that, let's say the man is just frolicking around, nothing serious, you can decide, oh, no sex. But if you have a ring on your finger, I highly recommend, please and please, for your own good, for your partner's good, have sex if you must. Men then, they were still quite conserved, they were still quite, they were drawn back. They used to say it's that a man of 28 is like equal to a woman of, let's say, 18, 19, because then men didn't really have that experience. For them to even have sex with one woman, they will have to do like this. But now you can get literally anyone. You can have sex with anyone that you actually want to. So we as a female are always at the receiving end, because you actually don't know what is coming in with. And if you observe nowadays, females have high sexual expectations. They really want,
I like that
such sex drive. So if you are not able to satisfy your woman and you guys get married, that's the end. That's where issues will start coming up. Cheating will start coming up. Different issues will start coming up. So if you must, do. But if you know that your religion or your culture, stereotypes, to me, I do not really take that in. That the society is saying that keep yourself to marriage. If you want to, fine. But if you know that you're about to get married to a man, it's best that you know what you're going into. Do you like the way he performs on bed, or you are just neutral? So you would know, because sex for a woman is actually quite important. Maybe not then, but now it is actually quite important. So I am not 100% into the before, because before cannot match now.
Wow.
Yes, men then were so sweet, but now you have to be just very careful. So that's my own take. Anyway.
Men then were so sweet, but now you just have to be careful.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Franklin.
I want
That's what I want to come. I want you to come in from that very place.
I want to.
Men then was so sweet, but now you have to be careful.
You have to be careful.
Eh,
You have to be careful.
Coming
now.
from there.
So I would first ask. I want to ask her one question,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Now you say, because let me put it like this: if you've not tasted the fruits, you don't know how it tastes actually,
Yeah, sure.
right? So why is it that most ladies now have high expectation in terms of the bed? It's actually because the ladies now are equally as promiscuous as the guys, right? Because if you've not done it before, right? If you've not done it before, then there's no expectation,
Okay.
right? Whatever you see when you get into marriage, that's what it is. That's what you take. But for ladies now, right? It's so. In fact, I would say they even want expect sex more than even the guys, right? So the same way the guys are promiscuous, it's the same way the ladies are promiscuous. So it's just a test of who has done it more and who is more experienced. So her advice of wanting the couple to test themselves out is, okay, who has more experience? How many goals have you scored? Right? Because if you scored 100 goals and you've only scored 10 goals, then there's a mismatch. So you have to know and I feel it's actually what's driving a lot of the relationships we have right now, because most people want to find out who is better or who has performed more or who has played more games or who has done more stuffs. And a lot of times, if the relationship doesn't work, right, you take that experience that you've had in this, you take it to the next relationship. You just keep on accumulating. Now I call it body, or people call it body count.
Body count.